Hello, and welcome to Functionized. I'm Jim, the Chief of Human Performance, and I'm here to talk to you today about overeating and how to stop overeating. It is a definite problem that has been occurring for centuries. Individuals eat too much food, and a myriad of health detriments occur, the most obvious being obesity, and that's primarily what I'm here to talk to you about today. The majority of people overeat regularly. There's typically a unifying reason for this. Typically, it could be unhealthy habits, even depression, or both. So your body gets confused, and when your body gets confused, you rush. And we eat our meals often based upon commute time. What are we doing in the middle of the day? Where do we need to go in the middle of the day? And that's typically why we tend to eat improperly and overeat, because we're jamming it in such a small period of time. When we do this, our meals are very much distracted. We're not giving our bodies a chance to digest. We're not giving our bodies a chance to know what's actually going into our mouths, into our bellies. It's not registering in the brain, and as a result, we're going to continue to eat more and more and more. And this often happens when your body lacks the nutrients it needs to survive. The human body carefully deciphers the information that's going in. So if it's not understanding, as I pretty much just said, that it's not getting enough food and nutrients because it's not giving that chance to register, then your body can be constantly seeking more and more. And when it does that, the types of foods that we tend to eat are often unhealthy choices. Now, you may also be craving things other than food. You might be overeating because of mixed signals, poor nutrition. It's most likely this habit stems from an emotional response. It's not uncommon to seek pleasure from food. We're not getting something in our lives. Where we're going to get it from? We get it from food. We eat something that our body likes. We get that little dopamine rush and says, thank you for eating that. That often comes in cookies, candy, cake, pie, beer, other forms of alcohol. Everything that your body doesn't need. And we're taking the abundance of things your body doesn't need. It also doesn't need disease. It doesn't need excess body fat. It doesn't need to think and act sluggishly. It just doesn't need to do these things. So why put into it what it doesn't need to cause these things? Easier said than done, I know, but we're here. Stay with me. While overeating can develop from different causes, we can take different steps to get it under control. First and foremost, you have to recognize that this is a problem. Simply by recognizing it's a problem is the first step into overcoming the problem. Don't tell me all the problems that you've got. Bring me solutions. I put up two fingers because bring me two solutions. If the first one doesn't work, there's always that backup solution. Once you recognize this is an issue, we can develop the strategies to overcome. Now, first, a little background on mindfulness. You may hear Shantae here at Functionize talking about mindfulness quite often. And the reason it's discussed so often is because if you don't understand what's going on, then how are you supposed to possibly overcome what you're trying to overcome? Mindfulness is a concept actually derived from the Buddhist philosophies. It's a form of meditation focused on self-reflection. Specifically, the goal of mindfulness practices are to gain better understanding of your own emotions and physical sensations, how to effectively manage them. In other words, mindfulness brings awareness and acceptance into the present moment. There's a lot of different exercises of mindfulness. One very simple one is when you eat your food, taste it, smell it, touch it. If you have an apple, before you eat the apple, wash it, big plus, but as you're even watching it, holding it, feel the texture. How does it feel? Take a bite of it. How does it taste? Take that time to understand what that apple is really all about. Sniff the apple for all I care. It's becoming more mindful in your head. And once you understand that, you can start doing that and practicing that with all of your foods. You may stop rushing and slamming 4 Whoppers in your mouth within 20 seconds. I wish I was kidding. That is true. We can take our mindfulness and transfer this more into eating, such as remove the distractions. If you're mindful on your eating, then the distractions, the yelling kids, the phone's ringing off at work, the emails coming in, the bling bling of your phone, everything that needs to be done, we can push aside for those 5 peaceful minutes so your body not only understands what it's eating, but can actually react to what it's eating in that healthy manner. Eat slow. And by eating slow, you can do so simply by being mindful in an exercise that we just discussed. It doesn't have to be an apple, it can be any type of food. Refine communication with your body to understand that true satiety, that true understanding of what you're eating. Entertain the senses of the detail of the food, as we have just discussed. Heal any negative relationships that you may have with food. And by that, I simply mean if you've been through a tough time and you kept reaching for the ice cream, if you had a tough time and kept reaching for the cookies, or the alcohol, or other, whatever that may be, there is an emotional connection to that. And we need to disrupt that connection in order for you to be able to eat properly, to achieve all the goals, both mental and physical, that you're looking for, and to move on forward with your life. Notice how the foods make you feel. If you eat a food, do you feel bloated? Do you feel sluggish? Is there something that you're unable to do because you feel this way? Or does it make you feel vibrant, enthused? Do you feel like you've got all this energy in your mind and ideas just come to you? Know what foods do each. If you're feeling nauseous after you eat a particular piece of food, a bagel, pasta, don't eat it anymore. Your body's telling you this is toxic. Keep it out of your mind. Keep it out of your body. Just don't go for it anymore. It is poison if that's the way that you're feeling. And if you ain't testing, you're guessing. So test, and most likely those foods will be coming up in your food sensitivity testing. Let's go over components and what we're talking about here and get a little bit more in depth, shall we? Because these shifts in your negative thoughts can only be shifts towards positive for you. So we're going to start slowing your fork down. Simply meaning we're going to be more efficient with your digestive process. You're going to better hydrate. You're going to better control your weight. You're going to have more appreciation and enjoyment, not just your food, but for your life. Our society is so fast-paced that we need to slow down both our lives and what we bring into our bodies. I get, especially where we live here, and you may not be watching this here in the Northeast, New York metropolitan area, but the term a New York minute is termed that because it truly is so fast. Cram as much as you can because you're not getting that minute again. Everyone else has already done it. You gotta get there and be gone before you even think about it. And I get it's difficult in other parts of the world to understand this, but perhaps it's us that need to understand your culture a little bit better. The things will get done. Let's face it, they're gonna get done. They'll probably get done more effectively as well if we just slow a roll. Just a smidge. Are you going to finish what you're eating on the plate? It takes practically 20 minutes from the start of eating for the brain to register what's up in there. In other words, you may not even begin to register what you just ate until after your meal is already complete. So researchers at the University of Rhode Island examined the speed of various participants and concluded that slow eaters consume 2 ounces of food per minute. Two little ounces of food every single minute. Medium speed eaters, 2.5 ounces of food per minute. while fast eaters consume 3.1 ounces of food every single minute. The differentiation of speed makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Taking all the data, putting it together, it can be concluded that somebody who eats fast is going to be eating 22 more ounces of food compared to those who eat slowly. Add that up over the weeks, the months, the years. 22 ounces of food every single sitting. That adds up. Another study that was done at the University of Rhode Island calculated the number of calories consumed between different eating speeds, and these results are shocking. Women, I gotta pick on the girls here, sorry ladies, but this is what the study was done with. Those of you who eat quickly consume typically 646 calories in 9 minutes. Slow eaters, 579 calories in 29 minutes. So not only are you eating less, it takes you more time to eat less. That's right, in 20 more minutes, individuals eat 67 fewer calories. It's possible. This is a big deal. This is a very, very big deal, and it's really going to be up to you. Are you going to follow the research? Are you going to follow what actually works? If nothing changes, you're not going to change, and whatever you're gaining every year is going to continue year after year after year, and what goes on in the mind, unfortunately, is going to get worse and worse and worse. Let's just eliminate that right now. Don't even go there. Go with what works. Everything we do here at Functionized works. The research is backed up, and we test it and test it and test it again. Go with what works. It's insanity if you don't. So, how do we slow down? How do we slow down? Eating slowly is easier said than done, and I get this. We are faced with an abundance of choices, abundance of distractions, and pressure, constant bombardment of pressure in our daily lives. And this easily translates to how we address what's on our plate. So here's some tips. Write it down. Put down your utensils between bites. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Take a bite, put it down. Chew, swallow, pick up, rinse, lather, repeat. Set a minimum number of chews per bite. The more you masticate your food, the more it's broken down, the more saliva, the more digestive enzymes start to break it down, and you can not only register in your mind that you're actually eating something, but you're also registering in your body. The nutrients can be absorbed far more efficiently. Smaller servings and go back for more. It's always easy. Get a big plate filled with food. Chances are you're going to eat that. What if you cut that in half? What if you quartered that? Chances are you eat slower. All of a sudden that smaller portion, your brain is going to register. And not only are you not having to count calories anymore, you're able to just eat. You're able to just be. This is giving 100%. This is not cheating. This is not giving only 80% of the time your actual efforts. This is actually something that can work. Smaller portions, chew more. Set aside 20 to 30 minutes per meal. Don't tell me you don't have it. Check your phone right now. After we're done this, stop checking your phone. After we're done talking here, check your phone and see how long you're actually on your phone per day. And then somewhere on your phone will probably tell you what you're doing. Is it Facebook? Is it emails? Is it texting? Is it calls? What sites are you visiting, etc.? Chances are it's going to be in the hours. 20 to 30 minutes. Sit down. Enjoy. Many cultures throughout the world do this as a regular practice, and many cultures in the world are far healthier than they are here in the United States, with a disease population that is out of control on preventable diseases, diabetes, heart disease. These are things that can be prevented. Take your time. Follow the example of the countries that are healthier, and we too can be far healthier. Find an accountability partner. It makes it easier if you have a spouse, that you two can sit down and actually take those 20 minutes. Hi dear, how was your day? It was good. You got nothing to say to each other? There's other issues. I won't go there. At least sit at the table, set aside 20 minutes together, and you might be surprised in a couple weeks you might actually start talking to each other. If you have kids, this is a good time to learn about their days. This is also a good time to develop the habits for them so they're not going through what you may be going through right now. We all want our children to be better than us. At least that is my goal. I actually told our son last night, Daddy says this, does this, because I want you to be better. So let's get our kids started on the right foot as well. Let's make eating right a habit. Let's make it a daily ritual. Let's minimize the distractions as well. Say you're sitting at the table. What are you going to do? There's the TV, everyone's got their phones. Put the phones in a box. Turn them off. Literally turn them off, turn the airplane on, whatever. They don't exist. The world can wait for you for 20 minutes. You'll be a better version of yourself. Why wouldn't you want to give the best version of yourself to the entire world? Why give a half-butted version of yourself to the world? Turn off the TV. Turn off the radio. It's just you and the food. Get that relationship going. You, food, food, mouth, chew, swallow. It's simple. Do it. No reason why you can't. No reason you should be giving excuses. I'm going to hear the excuses. Don't give them. Don't want to hear them. I know it's possible. Ask yourself, am I enjoying this food? How much food am I eating? Am I getting full? Is this food nourishing to me? These are ways you can better develop that relationship with your food and with your body. Rely on your senses. We talked a little bit earlier about getting to know your food, smelling it, tasting it, touching it. Do it. Is the food bitter? Is it savory? Is it salty? Is it fresh? Is it rancid? How does your food taste? How does it smell? How does it look? Get in the relationship with the food and understand the food. It may sound a little hippie-ish, but it works-ish. Go with it. How does the food sound? I know that sounds kind of funny, but if you bite into an apple, there should be kind of a crunch, a little pop to it. When you're having something that is perhaps a piece of meat, it doesn't sound the same as an apple, does it? Really hone that food into your senses. And I'm really just saying all these ideas about being mindful to slow yourself down. Being that better version of yourself requires sustenance, and without that sustenance, you're just a fraction of what you could be. You're not living functionized in that case. Live functionized day after day after day. It is a lifestyle. Hydrate. A lot of individuals ask me, Jim, how much water should I drink? Dr. Daddy, how much should I drink today? Drink so you're not thirsty. You know, there's the rule of, there's actually a lot of rules of thumbs out there. A gallon a day, well, a gallon a day may not work if you're inside all day. You might not need a gallon a day. Other days you may need 2 gallons a day. Different sizes of individuals, different physical needs of individuals. Drink so you're not thirsty. If you're urinating and it is a dark yellow, drink more. You're dehydrated. If you're drinking and it is clear and it just keeps going clear and you're getting up every 20 minutes, so you're all with that liquid, you're drinking a little bit too much and could actually be flushing a lot of nutrients that your body needs in the time out of your system. There is a fine balance. Drink what you need. Now, another way to help make you feel more full and eat less is 15 minutes before you actually eat, drink a glass of water. Take your time, drink a glass of water, wait 15 minutes, and then eat. It's actually expanding your stomach. It's going to start to actually release the hormones that are going to tell your body that you're full. So you're going to be shutting down ghrelin by increasing leptin at that point. Give it a try. It's not going to hurt to have a little extra water and a little less food, especially if you don't need it. Sleep. Sleep is vital. Those who don't get enough sleep are going to be obese more often than not. Our daily schedule can throw our sleep way off, and I get that. Inadequate sleep releases the hunger signals in your body. Sleep magazine, if you would, it's a journal, actually showed that those who slept only 4.5 hours a night for 4 nights in a row ate 300 more calories just in snacks alone versus those who get their 8 hours of sleep every single night. Further studies also show that a lack of sleep causes a rise in chemical that has proven you're going to overeat, especially in foods that are high in salt and sugar, all the good stuff that releases that dopamine up in the brain. It's very, very important, and I know these are the basics, but it's important that you get an adequate 8-ish hours of sleep every single night. And just because you slept for 8.5 hours doesn't mean that you got a good night's sleep. What time did you go to bed? Were you already overslept? Did you have alcohol in the system that caused your body to have an inappropriate sleep? We've done some talks on sleep and we'll continue to do more. The things that Shantae, our Chief of Cognitive Performance at Functionized, has gone over and works with individuals on, helps those sleep patterns. Highly, highly, highly suggest if you're not getting that deep sleep that you check out our stuff on sleep. Prepare for a good night's sleep. You can take a warm bath or shower, a little Epsom salt, some organic grade A essential oils, drink some warm chamomile tea, soft soothing music, turn off the TV, turn off the texter, turn off your smartphone. We all know by now that the blue light radiating out of it disrupts the sleep patterns. So let's shut that down. Let's get rid of the electromagnetic frequencies before sleep. We also need a cool environment. You can utilize a chili pad. Just turn down the air conditioning at night is another way. Get all the electrical signals away from you. Develop that sleep pattern, same time every night, whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Same sleep pattern. There's no reason, hey, it's the weekend, I can stay up later. Yeah, you can, but you're disrupting that sleep pattern. Avoid caffeine late in the day, avoid alcohol late in the day, and practice the relaxation techniques. You'd also utilize pulse electromagnetic frequencies, such as the Bellamy, throughout the day to help you sleep, especially before bedtime. Audiovisual entrainment techniques, biofeedback, heart rate variability. These are all different techniques that we can utilize and keep you drug-free, even supplement-free, to help you with a good night's sleep. Snacking and eating meals. They're often confused. Shortly after dinner, we reach for more. Does it sound familiar? Especially I remember Thanksgiving growing up. Dinner's done, wait an hour or two, and now it's time for sandwiches. Delish. But unfortunately, a lot of individuals do this a lot more than just on Thanksgiving, Christmas, or holidays such as that. What can we do when you start to have cravings in the evening? And it's actually shown that in the evening there's a decrease in neurological reward pathway. We don't get that hit the spot towards the evening times. And this is a phenomenon that's actually being highly studied today. And so we still question, what do we do to combat this? And the best advice is really to stay busy. Do a puzzle, read a book. Do your relaxation techniques. Take your mind off of food. Food may still be in the air, food stably may be in your mind. Get it off your mind, disassociate from that. This would be a great time for audiovisual entrainment because we do disassociate at these times. Create some distance between you and your plate once you're full. Push it away from you, put it up by the sink, wash it. This is the time that we may see our plate that's close to us, and research is showing that if our plate's close to us, it therefore should be full. So it's a lot easier to start putting more food on the plate, eating more. So let's disassociate, and move on with our day. Put more things in our head at that time that we can do. A few different tips here to encourage not overeating. Take more time. Order less. You can always go back for more after you've had enough time to realize, you know what, I just ran a marathon, you're right, I'm calorie deprived. Use smaller plates, taller glasses. Drink more water, which you really should be drinking with dinner, as opposed to soft drinks or alcohol. And the smaller plates mean smaller portions can go on it. Play around with the color of your dishes. It should not just be white, it should not be brown. Make it colorful. The more color, the more nutrients. The polyphenols, the phytonutrients, these are all vital for our survival, for our health, for our fitness. Make a colorful plate. Have healthy and filling foods when you can. Add the extra fat, add the olive oils. Again, if you're not testing, you're guessing, so make sure your plate is always filled with the foods that you know you don't have an immunological response to. Vital. Don't eat from the package. Take it out, put it on your plate. There's no need to start eating from the package there, because I promise you, you're going to finish the whole thing. I'll open up and tell you, when it comes to some delicious pork rinds that I like to eat, if I eat it from the bag, it will be gone. There's 400 calories per serving, times 8 servings in the bag. You do the math. It better be a physical active day for me to burn all that. Just saying. Same thing goes for you. You will eat more than you want eating from the package. Don't do it. Put it on a plate, put it in a bowl, put the package away, disassociate from that. If you've got any other tips of your own, I highly, highly, highly ask you to direct message me, to email me, support@functionize.com, and even join our Healthy Happy Hour Facebook group. It's a closed group, but put in your request and most likely you'll be accepted. Come hang out with us every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. and discuss the tips that you've got. We'd love to hear them, because as much as I read, as much as I research, as many of the experts in the world that I talk to on a weekly basis, I can always learn more, and you can always learn more. And the more I know, the more I can dispense to you. But I digress. Make your foods aesthetically pleasing. I am criticized at home for making hideously delicious food. Kids won't eat it. Tastes delicious. But chances are, the nicer the dish that you have, the less likely you are, believe it or not, to want to go back for more. Make it colorful. Make it aesthetically pleasing. Take your time. This is all part of being mindful and having pleasure with your meal. That's right, I said that. Make sure your meal is nutritionally balanced. You know, I get individuals go keto. That's not a lifestyle for most. They use it as a short-term fix in diet. Keto is a plate full of fat, a lot of oils. And for medical purposes, it may be necessary. Whether you're prone to seizure, whether you've just had a concussion, whether you are a extreme endurance athlete that is looking to utilize ketones for long-term sustained fat burning for fuel. It's a great source for it. It may not be for you, for a lifestyle. So you want to make sure you get your protein in whatever ratio that you and your physician have figured out is necessary for you and your needs. The amount of carbohydrates from colorful vegetables, again, to what you and your physician have deemed necessary for you. And the amount of fats that you need. Not too much, not too little. Remember, fat does not kill. Fat does not make you fat. And if you're hearing that for the first time, where have you been? Join in and tune into all of the stuff that we've been putting out for years now. Fat doesn't make you fat. Frankenfats may kill you. Those are the trans fats, the genetically modified fats. But saturated fat doesn't kill you. It may actually make you healthier. And like I said, there's a lot of things that we put out on that. This is the newest and most accurate research. So a balanced meal in every single way. Stop skipping your meals. I don't want to get too much into nutrient timing here, but when you know you're supposed to have 3 meals a day and you only have 2 meals, chances are in that last meal you're going to gorge. Stick with your plan. I get things come up. Stick with your plan. If you're having trouble with that, speak with a peak performance coach. It just makes sense. Why would you not work with somebody to help you where you're struggling? The top athletes in the world work with coaches. Top athletes in the world work with their physician, and they have specific physicians, like here. Top celebrities in the world do the same thing. So why are you not as good as the same people who put their pants on one leg at a time, hopefully? Wear the same clothes, breathe the same air. It's the same thing. They're doing the best they can to achieve high levels. Why aren't you? Do that. Quit skipping meals. Have amount of pre-planned meals already. If it's 1 meal a day, it's 1 meal a day. If it's 2, it's 2. If it's 3, it's 3. It's 5, it's 5. Leave it at that for now. I'll get into more on hormone regulation in more videos, more live presentations, more podcasts, but just hit the search button on the Functionize website and it's already there. But I'll get a little bit more into it as well. Manage your stress. Can't say this enough. Personally, I struggle. Everybody struggles with managing your stress. It just gets to you. You come into the office, the trash cans aren't taken out. It could be little things like that. It could be death in the family. It could be someone who's very sick. It could be a child who's just unruly. There's stress everywhere. I get it, but how do you handle the stress? We could have a party for stress. I like that idea. Check out our podcast on that with Making Cancer Fun podcast. It was a great podcast. We talk about the party idea for stress. You can go for a walk, take a nice bath, essential oils for aromatherapy, get a massage, listen to your favorite music. You could exercise, start a book, spend time with your loved ones as long as they're not the exact cause of that stress. Meditation, audiovisual entrainment, get a facial. There's all these different ideas that you can utilize to help lower and decrease stress. Follow them. You have the time. What good are you to yourself, your loved ones, the world, those you work with, if you're overstressed? No offense, we love you, but you're no good to anybody at that point. So settle down, relax, because chances are you may be reaching for that food to eat for that stress. We don't want that whatsoever, do we? Be accountable to yourself. Be accountable to yourself. Let me say it again. Be accountable to yourself. Stop giving us the BS garbage excuses. Here we go. Coach Jim is coming out. I don't want to hear my job, my wife, my husband, blah, blah, blah. Your body, your mind, what you put in your mouth is up to you. It's not because of them. It's not because of your boss. It's not because of your spouse. You are the one physically taking that food, taking that drink, putting it past your lips and swallowing, and you have to live with those choices. You have to look in the mirror to yourself each and every day. Be accountable to yourself. Nobody else is responsible. We can give you the tools. We can give you and have been giving you more tools than most people have. You are gifted and blessed to have the amount of tools that we give you. And we are very blessed to be able to have the tools and the knowledge to give you. It is a two-way street here. We are very grateful for that. But unless you're following what we tell you each and every day and making it a lifestyle, then what's going on? Is it really something that you truly, truly want? Do you want a life of better health? Do you want a life of better fitness? Do you want to achieve things that in your mind you're saying, nah, I can't do that. 15 pounds is just fine, as opposed to the 30 pounds that you really should be, because you know that you're not going to be accountable to yourself. These are things that can be worked on. Work on them. We're here. We're not going anywhere for a very, very, very long time. And by then, we have family and trusted ones taking over at that time to take our place. So we're not going anywhere. What are you going to do? And are you going to pass those habits along to your loved ones, to the little ones that are learning from you and what you do? Blame the world. It's not my fault, right? It is. Look in the mirror. See what's staring back at you. Do you like it? Yes or no? Be accountable to yourself. Ask yourself now, before you eat, am I really hungry? Am I satisfied? Do I actually need more food? What's causing me to crave more? How fast did I eat? Did I eat intentionally? Did I enjoy what I ate? Would I have changed anything in my meal experience? Honor your responses. Adjust accordingly. Nobody's perfect, I get that. But we can learn from our mistakes. And if we learn from our mistakes, and that was a good mistake to make, don't make that mistake again. If you make that mistake again, you didn't learn from it in the first place, did you? We can keep screwing up in all these different areas of our life, and eating is one of those areas. Our health is one of those areas. And eventually, these short lifespans we have, we're gone, we're done. We're here for a blink of an eye. What are you going to do with that blink of an eye? What are you going to do with that small blink? Are you going to make the most of yourself? Or are you just going to let it fleet away? It's up to you. It is up to you. For additional resources, check out our website, functionize.com. Go to the search button, type in the category that you're most interested in, and most likely something is going to pop up, and we keep on adding stuff to the website daily. Check out our social media on Facebook. We're also on Tumblr and on Instagram at Functionized, Functionised. 848-444-9032 is our phone number. Again, 848-444-9032. 2. Again, always feel free to DM us, email us, support@functionize.com, and even better, come on by. You're always welcome. Join our team. We'd love to have you. And there's always no judgment passed along here. We're all just doing our best each and every day. Be a better version of yourself than when you woke up this morning. Live functionized. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, and I'll see you soon.